Hey guys, hey, so I'm coming to you with day 4 post-op Bandover bypass. Um, it's been an interesting day. I got home yesterday night and, pretty much slept. And today I've just kind of been walking around, sipping, lots of sipping, and just trying to get my back into a routine. I'm not feeling good. I'm on oxycodone, and then I've got some children's Tylenol, and then I'm on pureed, so I'm stage 2, but I'm not really digging any of the pureed stuff right now. I'm still kind of just drinking my protein shake and water. Um, One of the big things that I do notice, like right off the bat, is that it takes much longer for things to filter out of my pouch now than it ever did before. So if I take a drink of my protein shake, it takes quite a bit to fill, quite a bit for it to go down. So I have to be really careful how fast I drink, because like I said, it does make it much slower on the restriction, which I'm okay with. Uh, Excuse me. It's also very hard to burp with this sort of operation. It makes it much harder to burp because there's not a whole lot of room for that gas to escape through. Um, I was going to show you, like, so that's one stick place, and then that was my IV. So that's one IV, that's two IVs. Um, they got me, right there's one of the worst ones there. They got me on the back of the hand here. That's a bad one too. Then they got me 2 or 3 times in this area. Excuse me. Hold on a minute, guys. My husband's laying here beside me. Sorry, everything tastes horrible and feels horrible right now. Um, uh, I don't remember a whole lot once I got an IV and they gave me the happy juice. It wasn't until I actually got into the operation room. They did, because the anesthesiologist was really nice and everything, but she forgot to give it to me till I was already in there. So I remember scooting over onto the operating table, and that's the last thing I remember. Like, that was it. My everything else just kind of grayed out, which I was very appreciative of. Uh, so I've got a scopolamine patch on the back of this ear, I think. Like a scopolamine patch back here. I take Zofran, oxycodone, codeine, not cotton, codeine, and then children's Tylenol, and then Miralax. So that's what I have right now as my main pills and such. My dogs missed me desperately. My incisions are pretty gruesome. They're really painful. And one thing I don't like about when I go into a hospital is the oxygen going up my nose, because then it dries out my sinus cavities. And then I always have, like, really bad boogers. Like, I know that's gross to say, but like crusty, bloody boogers from that. My throat hurt for 2 days straight. It was awful. Taking the chloroseptic spray was awesome, but that was the most miserable part of it, was the having to deal with that. And I also am very swollen, so my stomach area is swollen, my back is feels heavy, my hands and stuff feel very swollen, because they gave me a lot of fluid while I was in there. I know I had like 6 bags at least of fluids while I was there, of potassium chloride, or potassium something, and saline. So they gave me that, and then they did a lot of Zofran. I'm trying to think what else. And I was on a dilaudid pump almost the entire time. So I was lucky that I got out yesterday. Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I was so completely out of it. I just couldn't do it, guys. But like I said, I'm on the mend. There's my drinks over there. I am sipping. And like I told you before, with this operation, I don't know if it's just the swelling or that's the way it's supposed to be, but I'm having a very hard time getting stuff through. So I have to take my time drinking. There's no guzzling. I can't guzzle ever again, probably. Um, Other than that, guys, I'm doing okay. I'm in good spirits. My husband has been amazing. My mother-in-law was here hanging out with me for a while. She went home today. Hopefully she'll come back next Friday. Uh, this one was mentally hard. I spent a lot of time alone in the hospital because, my husband and my mother-in-law had a lot of stuff to do for the house and trying to get everything, worked out for me. So I spent a lot of time by myself and with no real good internet, and I just kept falling asleep. So that's pretty much how all that went. Uh, my doctor said that everything went great. It was even less time than he thought it would be. He went in there. I didn't have as much scar tissue as he thought I did. I thought I would. And he didn't have to dissect as much. But, he said that I'm going to be in pain for a while. And I don't see him till May the 27th. So I'll see him and we'll go from there. I don't get my first fill until 3 weeks after that. So I don't know how I'm going to feel by then, but right now I'm feeling kind of rough. I feel a little dehydrated, so I'm just trying to sip all day long, all day long. I don't want to be dehydrated because they had such a hard time putting in the IV this time. I don't want to have to go in there and then try to put in another IV because that was miserable. All right, guys, I love your faces, and I will talk to you probably sometime tomorrow.